Is Ford stock a buy after earnings? Ford Motors began the new decade with optimism as it emerged to compete in the era of smart vehicles and clean energy. The automakers invest in heavily in new technologies to keep pace in autonomous vehicles, ride-sharing, and electric cars. But does all that effort make Ford stock a buy right now? The unveiling of the Mustang Mach-E in November 2019 was a key milestone in the company's pivot toward what it called the digital future. The Ford Mustang Mach-E, an all-electric crossover, made its commercial debut in the US in late 2020. Ford is beginning production of the Mach-E, a competitor to Tesla's Model Y in China as well. And Ford didn't stop at electrification with a crossover. It now has an electric version of the F-150 coming this spring. Ford's investment in electrification helped push shares to a 140% gain in 2021. That led to Ford briefly surpassing General Motors in market cap for the first time in 5 years. But where does Ford stand now? If you're thinking about buying shares, it's key to analyze the fundamental and technical picture first. Ford earnings. Ford stock tumbled after a miss on Q4 earnings and revenue targets. The automaker warned in its February 3rd report that chip shortages and supply challenges could continue into early 2022. On February 5, Ford confirmed that it would cut or suspend production in 8 North American factories due to chip supply constraints. Overall, Ford earnings slid 24% to 26 cents per share, while revenue rose 5% to $37.7 billion. Sales increased 17% in North America, but those gains were offset by a 27% sales decline in China and all international market. Ford management said supply chain disruption from the COVID-19 Omicron variant continued to disrupt key suppliers and affect vehicle production. Ford said it expects adjusted EBIT of $11.5 billion to $12.5 billion for 2022. That will be an increase of 15% to 25% over 2021. Plans to boost EV spending. Ford is planning to increase its investment in electric vehicles by $20 billion. According to Bloomberg News, the investment would add to the $30 billion Ford already planned to put into electric vehicles through 2025. The reported reorganization will be led by the former Apple and Tesla exec Doug Field. The increase in EV spending comes amid soaring sales of Ford electric models. The company had to close orders for its hybrid 2022 Maverick pickup trucks due to overwhelming demand. Ford will resume orders for the 2023 Maverick in the summer. And on January 4, the automaker announced it would beef up production of the all-electric F-150 Lightning. Ford plans to double its annual output of the popular model to 150,000 vehicles per year by 2023. The company cited unprecedented consumer interest for the ramp-up. Ford January sales. Ford sales were relatively flat in the month of January, but one bright spot, EV sales had the best start ever for sales of electric vehicles. Overall, Ford sold 143,578 total vehicles in the U.S. last month. That number about matches total from January 2021. Truck sales fell about 4.3% to 71,734 vehicles, but SUV sales saw an 8.5% gain year over year to a tally of 66,122. Ford's EV sales nearly tripled in January. That segment hit sales of 13,116 units, which marks a 167.2% increase from a year ago. That total also outpaced the overall electrified segment. Ford market shares increased over a year ago on strong demand for our newest products such as Bronco, Maverick, and Mach-E, VP Andrew Frick said in the February 2 statement. Market cap tops $100 billion briefly. Ford's market value hit a milestone on January 13 as it surpassed the $100 billion mark for the first time ever. Shares hit a 20-year high. Ford's valuation has fallen to $72 billion. That's back below General Motors' $74.5 billion, but above Rivian $55 billion in terms of market value cap. Tesla still leads the automotive pack with a valuation of more than $900 billion. Ford stock fundamental analysis. To determine whether Ford stock is a buyer right now, fundamental and technical analysis is key. The IBD stock checkup tool shows Ford stock has an IBD composite rating of 61 out of the best possible 99. The rating means Ford stock ranks high versus all stocks, but just below the top tier of 90 plus rated leaders in terms of the most important fundamental and technical stock picking criteria. Ford stock has a weak EPS rating of 21 out of 99. The rating compares quarterly and annual earnings per share growth with all other stocks. In the midst of transition, Ford has a spotty earning track record. The company has reported more than its share of quarterly earning declines over the past decades. However, forward-looking estimates pointing to growth. IBD ranks the car maker number 7 among the automotive industry pairs. IBD's automakers group ranks number 51 out of the 197 industry group tracked by IBD. In general, it's ideal to focus on top stocks found in the top 40 strongest IBD groups. The automaker group has improved from a near worst ranking just a month ago to join the top 30. Ford stock technical analysis. After spiking to a long-time high in early January, shares fell 8% on January 19 as the overall market entered correction territory. That loss reversed the stock to its 21-day exponential moving average, a potential sell signal for investors who bought add-on Ford stock position earlier this month. Another sell signal: Ford stock closed below its 10-week average with an 18% loss the week of January 21. An earning means on February 3 sent shares tumbling to a 3-month low. Still, that follows a 140% gain in 2021. Consider Ford's relative strength. Ford's relative strength line, which measures a stock's price performance versus the S&P 500, has pulled back significantly after spiking higher to start 2022. IBD's research shows the importance of focusing on stocks outperforming the market. Ford stock a buy now. Ford stock raised higher in 2021 and into the new year, but retreated sharply in the market correction. Bottom line, Ford stock is not a buy right now.